Well, I guess we are live, and I'm looking on YouTube, and we are live. So, welcome.
Awesome.
Uh,
Thank you for having me, Brendan.
Definitely. I'm pretty excited because this is the first live that I've done on YouTube, and we might not have anybody that jumps in, but honestly, I don't really care. And oh, we do have someone.
Tim, what's up,
What
man?
up? Let's go. So I have my
Still, I'm
buddy.
excited that we got the Hanks.
Oh yeah,
We got something to show you guys.
we've got a box to unbox from Awesome Hank that we will showcase in a little while. We're just gonna chill out for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm in
What
Texas
up,
too. Hey, Frank.
Frank from Texas? Hello. We're just gonna kind of hang out for a little bit, let a couple people jump in, and then we will get going and see what we have in the box.
What part of Texas, Frank? I'm from the Far East. We're like the only city with our time zone. Everybody else in Texas has a. We're like right at the corner. New profiles. Where's that at? I don't know where that's at.
I've never heard of it.
Neither have I. But I'm telling you, I have my own time zone here. When I used to work in mortgage and they would schedule my meetings, they would always schedule me wrong because we're the only
Mm.
city with mountain time. I was like, no, it's
Oh,
wrong, but that's okay. So I would always have to
interesting.
ask them. Yeah.
Above San Antonio.
Oh, got it. Nice.
Hmm.
In El Paso, Texas, you're like 9 hours away from me.
Yeah,
Texas is
Texas, that
huge,
small
man.
little taste
Yes.
or small little state at the end, at the
Yeah.
bottom of the U.S.
Yeah, it is. Texas is huge, man. I was reading that it takes you like 16 hours to get across Texas if you were just to drive.
Yeah, I mean, I thought New York was big. It takes 8 hours to get across New York, but
That's still a long time. It's bigger than I
yeah,
thought then.
yeah, because I live on the very far west side of the bottom, and if you go all the way along the bottom
Oh, I
to
see.
Long Island, it's 8 hours.
Gotcha, gotcha. That
But
takes
we're
us.
only like 6 hours from the Adirondacks. Yeah, there's a lot of
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
I've wanted to. I've been wanting to visit New York. My wife wants to go.
Definitely see Niagara Falls. That's about an hour and a half north of me.
That's not that far though.
No.
People in the U.S. are used to driving.
Oh yeah. So I guess we're gonna just get going, and why don't you just start it off by giving us a little background on Awesome Hank? Like, how did you get into the business? What made you think of making Hanks and the name?
Well, I guess I got into making hanks because I was into EDC and because I already owned a lot of handkerchiefs from Mighty Hanks and from Gontic EDC. And I guess
Hmm.
I would always put it with my wallet, and it was just a bit bulky, folding it in quarters. And I
Oh
noticed in
yeah.
a lot of the posts, people had the lines where they were folding it in quarters. So we had an old sewing machine here, and I was like, I bet I can make. It kind of started to make me one. Like I think I should make one that's a little bit smaller for me. And I don't know, I kind of just got into it. We did a lot of different sizes, and eventually I was like, hey, maybe I can sell these because
Yeah.
they're kind of small, and that's what people started telling me. The size is nice. It's a bit smaller. It's on the compact size. It's not a full fledged bandana, but for glasses, your cell phone, your watch, it's nice to wipe down things. But I was already into EDC, so just when I found handkerchiefs, I was like, when I found hanks, I was like, oh, these are great for my glasses.
Yeah.
Here in the desert, they always get dusty. So,
Oh
hey
hey,
Sid, what's
Sid
up, man?
Bones. It hasn't been long. It's been a long time, dude. Good to see you.
Yeah, it has been a long time.
Yeah, he actually had a coin on my website for a while. Like it's still up there, but he's dropped a couple different coins, I think, since then. And the
Sid has
newer
some
ones have
awesome gear.
done a lot better. Um, but
EDC
he's
is kind of weird though. Kind of like it kind of fluctuates
yeah,
like all over the place. But Sid, you have some
right.
awesome gear. I've seen some. The knives that you have are with the scales. They're freaking awesome.
Hmm. Yeah, those custom ones are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
So anyway, sorry, you were saying about making hanks and everything.
And it did. It just started evolving little by little. It kind of just started a handkerchief mainly for me, but I kind of started seeing a lot of handmade slash kind of like DIY things in the EDC community. So I was like, hey, you
Hmm.
know what? I'm gonna try to sell these. And it's funny because when we started, we just had like a little Cricut cutter, and then that's how I started making
Oh,
my packaging. My wife
hmm.
had gotten it for like a crafting project. I don't remember what it was for, but I was like, hey, I could make these. And little by little, we started selling a few. So I was like, hey, this has some potential.
Oh
But
yeah.
they're a great accessory, especially for all the people now that they have technology, that they have glasses, camera lenses, their screen on their phones. And I've got a lot of people that kept asking me to make bigger sizes. I finally made them because they kept asking me. But for the longest time, I just had the smaller sizes because I guess that was the awesome Hank signature size. And then
Hmm.
I wanted to do something different, and I would always put lanyards on my knives and my pry bars. So I was like, how can I add a lanyard to the handkerchief? And that's how I got the grommet idea.
Yeah.
It was kind of risky at the beginning because nobody makes custom hardware for you where it's like, oh yeah, you can order like 100. I had to order a bunch when I started, and I was like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
well, it is what it is. But I'm
Yeah,
glad
I
I did.
mean, that's doing business. Like
Yeah, it
you
is.
find out quickly, especially if you want to do things with quality and you want to do it like at a good price.
Yeah.
Like these tins I make my beard balm out of.
Oh yeah, those
I
are
buy
awesome.
them 11,000 at a time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe you. I believe you. I have
So
ordered grommets like 10,000 at a time, and the
mhm.
beats as well. And then it's crazy. When I started, I was like, "How many?" I didn't even know what MOQ meant. I was like, "What is MOQ?" It's a minimum order quantity. We could do it. You just need to order
Yeah.
this many. And yeah, I
Yeah.
remember my wife's like, "You're gonna order that many?" And I was like, hey, I think it's a good idea." I was like, "All right," and it paid off, I guess.
Yeah, if that's your business, it definitely pays to invest in the quality of the items that you're putting into your product.
It does. It does. And then little by little, we just started working on the branding, on the logo, on the packaging, and we're still trying to switch a few things. But that's how it started, I guess. Just making handkerchiefs, and mainly for me with an old sewing machine, and just with the Cricut cutter. That's really what we did.
Sure.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
love it. My wife helped me a bunch. She still does, but now she just oversees everything. I always pick designs that are kind of like monochrome, just black and white. And then I always ask her, it's like, hey, I need colors. She's like, yeah, these are all black and white. You need different colors. She's the one that always picks all the colorful designs.
So she's the boss.
Yeah, kind of. You could say that, I guess. I always go with her, and I'm like, I think I'm picking the same things, like black and white, skulls, topography. And she's like, yeah, you need to
Mhm.
put more things.
Yeah, and I mean, I know. Um,
She's
what was
the
the other Hank company you mentioned earlier that inspired you?
Mighty Hanks.
Yeah, I think that she's a woman, right? That
Yeah,
runs
she
that.
is, and they're good
Yeah,
quality handkerchiefs.
yeah. I only brought that up because I wonder. I haven't been following along with her very well, but I know that there are a lot of women in the EDC community, and I'm sure that they might not always want skulls and
Yeah,
topography. um,
yeah. Yeah.
So
You're
having
right.
other options is good.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna be honest. They sell. Topography sells, and
Yep.
skulls sell. That's why if you go through the website, I have like 4 or 5 different skull designs, and I have like 3, 4 different topography designs. I
Yeah.
try to keep them fresh so that way they're not the same ones or the same colors, but I guess they're just EDC standard patterns that keep selling.
Hmm.
So I'll keep bringing them back if they keep selling, if that's what
Oh,
people like.
definitely.
Green topo, yeah. And then I try to keep green as well because it's part of like the branding. I want to do different color because it's always like black, gray, and then colors like those.
Yeah. It looks like out of the box here, the only ones I've got are this one
Oh yeah,
and this one.
oh yeah, my old tag. Oh, that was one of the first ones I designed. The Kraken. That's actually
Yeah.
one of the first prints I made because when I started, I wouldn't even do the prints. I would buy fabric from websites, and that's what I would use.
Okay. Yeah, I do have like I have the everyday minimalist one somewhere. And a few of your other like special ones you've done with other people.
Collaborations, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're finally gonna get one with All American Maker.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for any of you guys in the chat here, we've got a box with some custom Hanks. That will open here shortly. But I've been really interested in hearing a little more like behind the scenes about like what you're doing. So I wanted to focus on that first.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, like any off the top of your head, it might be very difficult, but like any idea about how many different people you've collaborated with over the years?
Collaborated. I guess probably like 30, 40 people, I guess you could say. There's
Okay.
been some bigger collaborations that are kind of like a multiple month, you know, project that we're working on, and also smaller ones where we just kind of join a product together. But I think it is around the 40 mark, more or less,
Hmm.
40 collaborators. I even have a whole
Okay.
section on the website that's just collaborations.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, and I try to keep it a bit different. Sometimes, a lot of people come to me as well with, let's just make another handkerchief with the print, which I really like to do. But if they're like, if they make like beads or something like that, if we can add it or make a new product, I think it's even better.
Oh yeah. Sid has an idea. I was thinking of a topo style with the chief skull.
We can do it, Sid.
Yeah.
We can do it. Send me a message, and well, you always do, and Instagram, and then we'll start working on it. The only thing I want to do now is be able to print the designs myself because it does take a long time to make custom prints. Since I don't have my own fabric printer,
Hmm.
I have to outsource the design.
Right.
Well, not the design, the fabric.
Yeah, that is difficult, and I'm sure the machine to do that is not cheap.
It's not. It's not. Yeah. There's a few more kind of like single print style printers where you can print like shirt size more or less, but
Hmm.
they're a bit limited on the things that you can do. Like it can't be like in light fabrics; it has to be in dark fabrics, and so it's not
Mm.
like a end all be all kind of machine. And they're still pretty expensive anyway. So I think
Yeah.
once it starts getting a bit bigger, maybe I'll get a fabric printer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be pretty exciting because then you could do like a short run of something, a test. Like you could print a few, take photos, do like a tease, and then actually get like pre-orders instead of ordering a ton of fabric and then maybe selling like 5 or 10 and then realizing,
Yeah.
hey, I shouldn't have made 50 of these.
Yeah, and it's hard because a lot of these fabric printers, you have to order like a yard or more per design. And I could
Yeah.
probably make a few. I could probably
Right.
make a few. Yeah, I can make a bunch of handkerchiefs. So I get a lot of people that ask me, "Hey, can I make like one or two?" I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't, because I have to order a
Yeah.
whole yard." So that'd be pretty nice to have something smaller. Hey, thank you, Nate.
I've gotten in contact with Nate recently, and he's been a big supporter. He's bought a bunch of different candles, and um, really cool young guy. He's like newer in the EDC community, but definitely jumping head on in.
Oh yeah, you're gonna go down the rabbit hole,
Oh, it goes deep.
the EDC rabbit hole. Somebody told me it's probably better to be in drugs than to be in the
It's
EDC
deeper.
community. Because yeah, you go in deep.
Yeah.
And then every single time I go with like my family, it's like, how much is that knife? I was like, it's this
See
much.
you, Sid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said, man, it is a big rabbit hole. And then people always look at me like I'm crazy. Like, you have a $100 flashlight? I'm like,
And what's insane is in the EDC realm, that's actually
yeah,
cheap.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, and especially in the knives too. And the knives, I don't even get into
Oh yeah.
watches because it's like,
No, and I don't wear watches because I break them.
I forget to look at them because I got so used to looking at the phone. So it kind of
Mhm.
just became I don't want to say useless. So, like, I know a lot of people use them, but for me, it became useless because I would just always take out my phone anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking let's open this box before we have everybody jump out. Because some people have like time, a short amount of time to be here or whatever.
Maybe
Sid
that's
already
the
left.
joining.
Like we can keep talking afterwards, but I want to show off some of these because I think they're pretty epic.
I have mine here. I've been wanting to show them, but you haven't opened yours. I was
So it
reaching
looks
for
like
them right
we've
now.
got one of them on top here. Oh, they're layered.
I did. I layered them
Okay.
so they could fit.
Let's see here. Oh, and they're separated. Nice. I love that they're in the pouches. Which one to do first? So if anybody is paying attention to my Instagram, I posted a photo of a banner today of the Stay Sharp Eagle, and we now have a hank for it. Oh yeah.
Stay sharp
And
with
the
custom
back,
microfiber.
custom microfiber, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a bit different than the
Oh,
standard one. So it's
yeah.
branded and it's nice. Same great
And
microfiber.
it's got topo around the logo, which is dope. I think that turned out really good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I like the black bead with the black grommet too.
Matches well.
Yeah.
We had a few options, but yeah, like black on black looks better, I think.
So this one, for anybody watching, this is the Stay Sharp Eagle, and it's kind of double meaning. So for me, it was like you drink your coffee to stay mentally sharp, and you keep your knives sharp. So like it's EDC, an nod to EDC, but also coffee. And my coffee actually has this on it.
Or whiskey.
So, but what?
Or whiskey. It looks like a whiskey cup. I don't know, but it's
Or
got
it could be that
going
too.
out. Yeah.
But that wouldn't really keep you sharp.
Yeah.
Speaking of
What do they
whiskey,
call it? Liquid courage?
yeah. So the next one is keeping it neat. Now this is the whiskey glass. This design is actually by Primo. Same with this one. And I like the glasses, and then I put keeping it neat in the middle. And of course, it has the microfiber on the back. But this I'm going to actually be selling in conjunction with the whiskey glasses that I have on my site. I'm going to be making a special package that'll have these at first. Through Christmas, they'll have this, the whiskey glass, and a whiskey logbook. And the whole idea behind this, Hank, will be that you can shine your glasses with it. So, and it also has a brass grommet and bead, which goes really nice with it.
It does. It matches pretty well.
Yeah. I don't even know if I have one of those whiskey glasses here. Let me see. Yep. Okay. So here's the whiskey glass. Yep.
Oh, even the color matches. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So there's the glass and the Hank. Keeping it neat. So literally it's a nod to like keeping it neat like whiskey neat, but also keeping your glass neat because you're shining it.
And you can use it as a coaster as well.
Yeah. But I love all my hidden meanings. I don't know.
Yeah, they are. It is pretty nice. Yeah. I didn't
Um,
even notice the coffee and the other one stay sharp.
oh yeah.
Yeah, but I do
And
need
then
that morning caffeine.
we've got a third one here. So each one of these Hanks actually kind of has a different purpose. This one's for whiskey glasses. This one is your general purpose EDC. And then this last one is pretty cool, I think.
I like this
It
one.
says, "You only miss the shots you don't take." And this is photography themed. That's actually the photography dude. And this is for cleaning your camera lenses. So, and of course, black on black to match the black in there. But the microfiber on the back is great for cleaning your camera lenses. So, what does Nate say here? How long is that Stay Sharp Hank going to be on the website? So it's actually not on the website yet, but they should go up this week. I wanted this to be the first time anybody sees them, but I really like this one.
Yeah, I really dig this one. I like this one the most out of the three.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be interpreted with a lot of things.
Oh, yeah. For me, it was about the photography. So you only miss the shots you don't take. But that could be about really anything in life, like you're saying, like,
yeah, it is.
Like essentially nothing good comes easy. And if you don't take a risk, then a lot of times, like, you don't get the chances that you might get if you are like, hey, I'm just going to shoot my shot.
Yeah, you're right. Who was I listening to the other day? And I heard something that said a lot of people worry about what if it doesn't work out, and they keep thinking about it. Start changing your mentality and think, what if it does work out? And I think we I think sometimes we just kind of psychs ourselves out and we don't take the shots at all.
It's true. Almost like getting started is more scary to most people than just doing it. That could be about anything, like starting a business or, anybody that's watching right now probably immediately thought of something.
Yeah, you're right. Getting started is the hardest step, they say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they're pretty neat. I really like working on these. Yeah, like I said, I like that one the most. The photography, and I thought that was the hitting meaning as well. Like you just shoot your shot.
Mm-hmm. I might actually make a banner of that
on that
too.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the banners are nice. I need to hang up a few banners here. But
speaking of banners, I don't know who's left here, but there will be people that watch this later in a rewatch or whatever. But this is one of your Hanks.
It is. Premo made that one as well.
Yeah. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. And weak men create hard times. You are here.
Yeah, we're
But this will go up on the site at some point, and we'll do a drop together of these. And then we also have Stay Packing,
Oh, stay
carry
packed on.
everything. I love this one.
And that one's pretty neat too.
So as far as the EDC community goes, I love this one. But as far as like lifestyle or life in general and where we're at right now, this banner is
Yeah, I
definitely
like that one more. They're both
yeah.
nice. I really like. That's one of the top sellers of the snake one of my
Yeah.
handkerchiefs that I have. I think I need to restock it, but it's a pretty nice saying in the way that
Mhm.
it's true. What
Yeah.
it says is true.
I'm actually going to hang up this in my store this weekend so that people can see it.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, and I actually might have the Hanks available in the store too. Like I don't know that anybody in my area will even care about them, but just have like I have like a little EDC area where I've got some of the products that I've launched, like the bottle opener and the paint can opener and
Got
the Nuck.
the titanium one. I
Yep.
have mine in the kit as well. It's a pretty nice one. I like the handkerchiefs. When I've gone to events, I guess just people aren't sure what it is until you show them. Once you show it
Yeah.
to people, they kind of, oh, that's super neat. Because
Yeah.
especially if you wear glasses and everybody has a phone. But maybe I need to
Mhm.
make a banner that kind of explains what you have to do with them.
True. Yeah, because I mean, the old school handkerchiefs were something that you just blew your nose with, you
Yeah,
know. um, but these have a little more meaning, a little more like I feel like a stronger purpose involved, and it's not just something to blow your nose, throw back
yeah,
in your
you could
pocket.
do it, but you're probably
That'd
gonna
be
have to wash
weird.
it right after. Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
thinking about bringing. I had some bandanas, kind of like old school bandanas
Mhm.
slash handkerchiefs, but I've been working on trying to add some kind of microfiber, at least to like a corner or something, so it can
Mm.
kind of double as a microfiber corner plus handkerchief. But I haven't found an effective way to put it yet.
Mm.
So I still need to. I kind of need to work on that a bit.
Yeah. I feel like there definitely is a place for the old school handkerchiefs. Especially like when I spent some time out west, like in Utah and different places where you could use it for sweat, you could use it for keeping dust out of your mouth and nose. Um, a lot of different applications. I'm sure in Texas, there's times when you want that as well. Depending on where you live, I'm not sure what the climate is like where you live in particular. But I know in Western Texas, it can get dusty.
Yeah, I'm in the desert. It does get pretty dusty and hot. Yeah,
Hmm.
so there's definitely a market, and I've had people ask me as well. So I just don't want to bring in regular handkerchiefs at the beginning, like because they already exist. So I want to try to make them
Yeah.
a bit different. Yeah, and I did have some for a while because I ordered a few, kind of worked with the
Hmm.
manufacturer to get them done, but I just wasn't able to effectively add the microfiber in a way that I liked it. So
Sure.
I kind of just hold them off as handkerchiefs. But if I do bring them, I do want them to be a little bit different, to have like a microfiber or something.
Yeah.
Let's
Tim
see.
definitely has a way of using them. He said, definitely there is, as a bald man, I find a use for an old school one, mostly in the summer. Yeah.
It's like an old school thing, but I think we should bring them back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I go
And
camping or I travel, I always take a handkerchief. Like not one of I take one of mine, but I take a full size bandana slash handkerchief.
mhm. I actually was in a shop in Utah, or no, wait, it was Nevada, and I bought one. I don't know where it is, but it actually had a whole bunch of different medical things about like what to do if you get bit by a snake, what to
Oh
do
wow,
if this
that's pretty
happens,
cool.
like all around the hank. And it was really cool because like you can carry that with you. It has practical application, but there's also like knowledge printed on it.
Yeah, I see that. I might have to do a handkerchief like that, even though you might not be able to use it as like a tourniquet or anything.
Yeah, it was really just like, hey, take it with you on a hike, and then if you have something happen, then just like look at it, be like, ah.
Yeah, they're pretty neat. Yeah, I need to kind of start working on that again for a different product. But
Yeah, and there's actually a company in California that prints them in California.
oh, really?
hmm I found them and I was gonna get them made, but honestly, I have too many things
Too many
going
things
all the
going on.
time.
Yeah,
um, Plus, it's like, I mean, it's really just like a print place. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm gonna drop this product, but it's not actually in conjunction with another maker. So
I see.
like, I'm getting hanks with you, but you're a real like a person that I can talk to and bring on here and talk about the products. Whereas there, it would just be like, here's a product, it's on my website, and that would be it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, definitely. No, I enjoy making the handkerchiefs. I've thought about making them the whole handkerchief myself, but it's just like you said, kind of like flexing into different things. You get into your workflow, and I kind of had everything made set up to make the handkerchief like the same size that we have with the microfiber. I already
Mhm.
ordered like the microfiber cut and everything. So when a lot of people were asking me for like bigger sizes, or it's like I don't even have the microfiber that size.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do it. I made the larger one, but I had to print a completely new. I had to order a bunch of microfiber with a new print and everything. So it's not even like the
Oh,
same design on the back for the
yeah.
larger ones.
Wow, that's a lot
So I
bigger.
see. So I see what you mean. Like kind of like getting into a new workflow, adding a
hmm
new product. Kind of. You have to market for it, and it's completely different.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything that you make, everything that you do takes time, it takes thought, it takes a lot of time ahead of time just figuring out the details. And then, people will see it online or it'll pop up on Instagram or something. And you're like, oh, that's really cool. But they don't know like some of these things have taken you years of thinking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, I tried something that a few people had asked me because they told me that Gondik EDC, which he makes great hanks as well,
hmm
he's able to ship some handkerchiefs within the U.S. and some places for like I think $1 or something like that. And I don't offer that because I kind of checked it and he does it in an envelope, which is pretty neat. But when I tried it, I kept getting some stuck with the grommet and with the bead.
hmm
What people were asking me is just, you know what, I kind of got some packages that were lost. I had to refund people or had to send a
mm
replacement. So it's not the same, unfortunately. People don't get how some things might be a
Yeah.
little bit different. And they were telling me like, hey, well, this person can ship it for this much. I was like, yeah, but I can't put mine in an envelope. It doesn't, when it goes through the machines, I guess it gets stuck with the bead.
Yeah. The envelope, the rate is all based on thickness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because of the fact that it's going through a special machine that it literally like it's made for documents and
Yeah,
it's
and it
like
just curves and then
there's
everything.
like rollers that it feeds through, and if there's something metal that's thicker in there it
I'll get
actually gets
stuck.
stuck
Yeah.
on the rollers, which could gum up their machine, which in theory then pisses somebody off in the USPS because they're like, now we got to stop the machine and all of our progress and go figure out what's
Yeah.
stuck. Um, and the reality is, like, I've also had that where I could, there was like the notebooks that I make, like these guys, the well, EDC knife logbooks. There's little envelopes that I was shipping them in for a while, and
Oh, I see.
I could ship them
I'm
for
doing
a
the same
dollar,
thing.
but so I could ship them in
Same thing.
this, yeah. But there's no tracking, and they are a little bit thicker. It kind of works. Like they would always get there, but at the same time, like people would be like, "Hey, like,
Where's the track? Yes, I know.
yeah, where's the
Where's
tracking?"
the
And I'm like,
tracking?
"You didn't pay $5 for shipping,
Yeah,
so there's no tracking."
I know what you
um,
mean. Yeah. Mine about I would say that about 75% of them will make it, but then the 25% that wouldn't, and then a
mhm.
lot of people are, hey, I don't have it. Where's my tracking? And then
Yeah.
there's no way of knowing if they actually got it. So
Right, and I feel like paying $5 for the peace of mind of knowing, like, "Hey, that's where my product is." Also, if it gets lost, you can make a claim, they give you your money for it, you
yeah,
get your money back, and then you can reship it to the customer and nobody loses out.
yeah,
I feel like that's a good thing.
yeah. It is that I switched that back pretty quick. Well, no,
Yeah.
I actually kept it for a while, but
Okay.
it was causing too many headaches. So like you
Yeah.
said, it was just another workflow, and some people were telling me, hey, well, this person ships it for that much. And I was like, yeah, I can't do it anymore. Sorry, guys. You know,
Mhm.
for this Sour Hank, it's different. But I feel you. I've been wanting to get more products into the website, but sometimes I feel like I'm doing too much, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, I need to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of focus on the Hanks again.
So, something that I've been thinking about, not to just change the subject dramatically or drastically, but Blade Show, like everybody loves going to Blade Show. There's like 25,000 people there. There's about 1,200 vendors, and everything's knife related. But I would love to be able to have something that coincides with Blade Show that's EDC.
Yeah, you told me about this a while back. That's a really good idea. Like an EDC
Because
show.
yeah, like even OEG and some of the other guys, like they make knives, so they fit in with the Blade Show crowd now.
Yeah, they do.
But there's a lot of us that don't make knives, but make a lot of products that cater to the EDC community that we still want those people to be able to like come and buy it in person, meet us, like hang out, like, hanging out in the pit at Blade Show is a lot of fun. I definitely plan on going next year. I missed this year because I had my store and I'm actually closing it at the end of the year, sadly, because honestly, it's just not economically feasible to keep it open. But for me, it's going to be kind of a blessing because I'll actually have the freedom to go and do
Got
more
it.
stuff, like
Well, I've seen
go to
you go to
Blade
a lot
Show.
of shows. I've seen you go to a lot of shows, and you keep telling me to go to shows, and I do need to start going to more shows. So I think for a lot of these like products, being mobile and
Hmm.
e-commerce related is maybe the way to go. Because I've also thought about opening a store, but it's just such a big commitment, and space, money, time. So I know what you mean, but an EDC related event would be really nice. It would be
Yeah, like I feel like we should have them all over the country. So like Blade Show Atlanta, Blade Show in Utah, and then Blade Show in Texas. Uh, I feel like it just makes sense to have coinciding, like, okay, Blade shows in this building, EDC related makers and people are like next door or across the street. So all those people that are taking the time out of their life to fly somewhere, stay in a
yeah. A lot
hotel,
of people go. Yeah,
visit, like they could do both at the same time versus being like, well, hey, we're going to have this exclusive EDC um, like event, and people are like, "Well, I'm all tapped out because I went to Blade Show." um,
yeah,
I don't think economically it would be feasible, and two, you wouldn't get the turnout. But it would be really cool. And I've actually thought about talking to the people that run Blade Show about having an offshoot that's EDC themed so that the rest of us don't feel like, hey, like we're just never going to make the cut.
yeah. I know what you mean. Hey, you include me in that. In that group. I'd love to go. I have the awesome Hank, the Andromeda knife, but even then, I don't feel like since I get a manufacturer and everything, I see everybody just go to a blade show and just take knives, which is awesome. I love knives, but
Mhm.
it'd be nice to see like your candles, EDC related stuff, the handkerchiefs, pry bars, leather work. There's a lot of awesome leather workers out there. Each
Oh
time that I
yeah.
have a knife, I want to get like leather work made by somebody else, and just to try it out and see. There's so many talented people that I think an EDC branded place would be very nice.
Yeah. Tim was like a custom knife community. The custom knife community do shows outside of Blade Show, which is true. Um,
I didn't know that actually.
yeah, like if you follow OEG and the different stuff that he's doing all the time, he's constantly at different knife shows or whatever. Um, but again, that's the knife community, and most of the time, those things are only knife related.
Knife related, yeah. Here where I'm from, there isn't even knife shows. There's only gun shows. So
Yeah. Um, I know Las Vegas has a lot of events. Um, like there are some knife manufacturers that go to the gun shows and stuff, and it would be cool if somebody was able to actually put together an EDC event. Um, I'm not positioned or have the
no, I know
connections
what you mean.
to create it, um, but I would love to be able to. Like I know TC down at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I've been talking with him for almost a year now about getting my stuff into their store. I actually visited there this summer, um, and they're like the main sponsor of Blade Show.
Oh really?
So I'm working on getting into their store, and potentially, if I can get in there and build a stronger relationship with them, I would love to be able to work with them on potentially creating that offshoot of EDC events because of the fact that they do also carry EDC related items in their store, and they are the largest sponsor of Blade Show, which means that they probably have a lot of pull.
I see what you mean. That's a very good idea. Even if it's like a smaller venue to start.
Hmm. Yeah, even if
I'm
it was
sure a
like
lot of people will
30,
start
40
going.
makers.
Yeah, even less. I think a lot of people start going, honestly. That's
Hmm.
a very good idea.
Yeah, I don't know what it would look like initially. It might be easier for people if it was more regional. So, like, say you do one northeast, like southeast, Midwest, maybe something in like Denver. I don't know. Because like even Denver is like a 2 day drive for me. But if you live in the Midwest somewhere, it's usually like 8 hours. Uh, whereas like to go to Blade Show in Atlanta, 90% of the people that go there they fly.
Yeah, it's far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can. Well, I mean, I guess you could fly with all your merchandise, but that'd be probably pretty pricey.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm
It
saying.
would weigh too much.
Yeah, you'd have to drive. I think a lot of these knife makers drive there.
A bunch of them do. A lot of them actually work with FedEx and they ship things to a FedEx location and then pick it up
That's a pretty
in
smart idea.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I know that like Keybar, he does Blade Show every year. He's actually located really close to Atlanta. But he never made knives until like last year. He made like knife inserts for the Keybar. But
mm,
he's always done Blade Show, and so he's like obviously EDC. Um, he's like the epitome of EDC. So like literally everyday carry, like this is what you carry in your pocket.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm trying to see here. Yeah. So I've got a ton of Keybar stuff he's actually given me. At Blade Show a couple years ago, he actually gave me this knife insert because I shot some video for him. But like I've got one of these that have my shop keys and one of these that has my store keys on them, and I use these literally every day.
Yeah, they're
Um,
pretty awesome. I have one too with my keys, and I have the box cutter, the one with the little blades that he
oh,
makes.
nice. Yeah, and I'm actually working with him to get some custom ones made.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, uh, it's been a hot minute, so I'm still waiting to hear back from him. But he is a busy guy. He's constantly
Yeah, he
working.
is. He is.
Um, but they're pretty cool. So, like, even working with Mike at Keybar, I bet he would be a big proponent for doing an EDC centered event because that's what he's all about.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. I mean, those are already two pretty strong contenders that I think would have some pretty good pull for an offshoot event for EDC people. And I'm sure a lot
Yeah.
of people would sign up for it. I remember I was
Um,
trying to figure out if I could go to one of the Blade shows, and then I think the year was it last year that I was
mhm.
thinking of going. They switched it as like only knives because I think they used to let a few kind of EDC more related as long as it's kind of like knife or something close to it, they
Yep.
will let you go. But I think they just stopped it last year.
It's because they've had so many new knife makers apply, and they were like, if we're gonna get them to all fit, we gotta kind of like draw the line somewhere so that we can actually have this be all about knives, and because it's literally called Blade Show. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, and I was trying to work to see if I could go. I was like, oh, they don't let any more ADC people in.
Hmm.
But I get it, I get it. But we need an EDC event.
Um,
The everyday carry one. I remember my sister was like, I thought EDC that you were into EDC was like dancing and stuff. I was like, no.
oh,
Because that always
electronic
gets back.
dance.
Yeah, electronic dance.
Uh, what does it stand for?
Community? No.
It's a really good question. I used to know.
Yeah.
Um,
And she never knew. And she's like, I really thought that you were like related to something to like the electronic dancing movements. And no. So that's pretty funny.
yeah. Well, we might as well call it a night, and obviously we can hang out and chat again. But to everybody that's been watching or who will watch, I just want to say thank you for watching and taking the time to sit here with us. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I'm hoping to do another live next week and make this a thing because I really enjoy communicating and like connecting with makers. So, thanks, Tim, for hanging out with us. I
See you,
hope you
Tim.
have a
See you
great
guys.
evening and have a great night. Okay.